This video covers both the Appointments and the Training tab of the Mentoring for Free Pro back office. The Appointments tab has two drop-down selections, View Appointments and also Mentoring for Free Events. So let's go to View Appointments. Now this is if you use the Mentoring for Free back office to track your appointments. Some choose to use a calendar like Microsoft Outlook or a web-based calendar. But if you choose to use this, let me point out a few things. First of all, you can add appointments two ways. If you recall in the previous video when I was going over the prospects, I set up an appointment for a prospect, my daughter Emily Reed. So you can actually see 6:07 p.m. on Saturday. Now I can see what that is, and here it is, appointment with Emily Reed. Okay, so you'll have appointments show up that way, or you can also add appointments manually. So if there's let's say you have a lunch appointment, you can set that up in this calendar. A couple of things that I want to point out. First, you set it up very simply. So obviously the date, month, and year, time, hour, and then AM or PM. And then you can set the time zone. Now I want to talk about this so there's no misunderstanding. You can set the time zone two different ways, and I'll recommend the first way. The first way is you always set it at your time zone. So I'm Central Time, and so I'll set it as -6 GMT Central, and I'm going to send myself an alert. Let's do 1 minute before the appointment. And now you can see that I have another appointment. Now one of the things is, you'll notice it's not in order, so I had an earlier test wake-up appointment that I put on this calendar, and later 10 p.m. For this appointment. So just be aware of that. The second thing I wanted, so I mentioned about the time zone. Now why is that important? So what this does is this shows up 10:09 p.m. on my calendar, so I know exactly when that is. And I'll get that email alert when just before the appointment. Now let's say I do it for another time zone. So let's say I have an appointment tomorrow, and let's say it's going to be Brisbane, Australia time, which I believe is +9. Well, it's one of those. Let's say +10. Okay, and I'm all going to put it for, let's say 10:07 a.m. and let's save this. And I also have to put some details because that's what shows up on the calendar. Okay, now here's the challenge. What will happen is it will send an alert for you to call this prospect when it's 10:07 a.m. in Australia, although it shows up on your calendar as 10:07 a.m. So when you set a time zone that's different, it doesn't distinguish this on the calendar. So best thing to do would say, okay, well, what time is that? Now let's see, 10:07 a.m. is actually the day before, and that's probably about let's just approximately 7:07 p.m. and set it for my time zone. I'm not getting the math right. And then I can set the alert, and you can see, oh, rather than showing it in the morning, it's actually showing when I need to make the call. 7:07 p.m. tonight was when I need to call Australia. So if you decide to use the calendar, just be aware of those limitations. And but it is a very nice thing, particularly when you're using your back office to write notes about your prospects. It's very easy to set an appointment from the prospects list and set a reminder to yourself. So even if you do put it on a separate calendar, you'll get that reminder sent to you via email. Now let's go to the Training tab. The Training tab really is a link to 3 different websites for the Mentoring for Free system. The one is the Mentoring for Free Toolkit, which walks people through top to bottom using the Mentoring for Free Pro version. So lots of good information back here, including quick start checklists, what happens when you have leads, some notes about the new system, online and offline tools, a reference, and a site index. Okay. The second tab is the MFF Audios, which is a fantastic resource. It has the training call schedule. So all the calls, the 10 calls a week that Mentoring for Free does, archive of the training calls. So you can, if you missed a call for whatever reason, you can listen to that. And what's nice about this, if you click on this, you can play it in either online, it'll load up in a second, or you can download the MP3. Has training call index, which is very powerful. So I talked about learning about tracking links. So let's look down. Tracking links. So you might want to listen to this call about how to use tracking links. Has some videos that you can use to promote the Mentoring for Free system, the mental cleanse, the reason why you shouldn't be purchasing leads. It has a replay instructions, and notes for the Thursday call, which kind of often links to a website, so that's there for reference. And then finally, there's the MFFaudios.info, and this is the website you send people to go to listen to the special MFF audios, particularly the business models drive behavior and the 5 pillars for your success. But it also has some other good ones: compensation plans, personality colors, and this is one of my favorites, how and why Michael Delohe created Mentoring for Free. Another nice thing, you can send this to prospects who may not enjoy reading an ebook or even a hard copy. Let's say they want to burn it to a DVD. You can send them MFFaudios.info, and they can listen to this on their MP3 player or in their car on a CD. So I'd like to send this to people who are learning about the Mentoring for Free system. And that covers this video, which was the appointments and training. In the next video, we will cover the help and this logout button.